All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center. Thank you very much. We're going to start out with a song called There's a Song in My Soul. So I invite you to stand and sing along. One, two, three, four. There's a song in my soul, it sings I am whole. Everywhere I go it sings I am whole. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am whole. Everywhere I go it sings I am whole. I am whole, I am whole. I am whole, I am whole. I am whole. There's a song in my soul, it sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. There is a song in my soul, it sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. I am healed, 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 I am healed. There is a song in my heart, it sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There is a song in my heart, it sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. I am loved, 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 I am loved. I am whole, I am healed. I am love, I am joy, I am peace, I am well, all is well, all is well. Yeah, thank you. You can have a seat.
Good morning, Unity. Do you feel loved? Yes. Do you feel whole? Yes. Do you feel happy? Yes. All right, then you are in the right place. Welcome. Is there anybody here who is here for the very first time and is comfortable raising your hand and saying hi? We are all here for the very first time, every day. We do have somebody here for the very first time, and I am going to let Todd introduce her.
We have our new drummer. Her name is Sharon Eldridge. She's right back there.
Woo!
Sharon and I have known. Sharon was the first drummer I played with when I came here 25 years ago. So we played together, I think, 24 years. So.
Wow.
And she played, well, we've played in all kinds of situations. But she's our new drummer, so say hi to Sharon when you have a chance.
Hi, Sharon. Yay, welcome. Welcome. All right, so next thing we do is we check in on our social media. So pull out your phones if you do that kind of thing and check in with the affirmation, I am prosperous. This month we begin our journey to abundance, a series based on the book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwene Gaines. I'll be telling you more about her in a few minutes. But for now, check in with our social media. I am prosperous. And once you have done that, please put your phone on Do Not Disturb. You are welcome to keep it out and tweet or X or do whatever you do, but put it on Do Not Disturb. We would appreciate that. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Martine for some information.
Okie dokie. Good morning, Unity.
Good morning.
All right. Well, first up, we have Marianne Williamson coming to USC, and this is happening on Saturday, April 13th at 7 p.m. right here right here in our sanctuary. And she is the former senior spiritual leader of Unity Church of today in Warren, Michigan. Also an author of like 14 books, a speaker and politician. And Marianne will be speaking here at 7 p.m., and there will be a time for questions and answers with the audience. RSVP and ticket required. However, it is a free event, but we do require a ticket. So please go to our website or contact the office. Parking, a little update. So our neighbor, Asbury Methodist Church, has graciously allowed us to use the far west side of their parking lot on Sunday mornings. Okay, you all know that's like the one closest to our church, right? Okay, so that is going to afford us some additional parking in addition to our use of the post office parking lot and the lot across the street. If you can't find parking in our lot, you have 3 options now. And now I would like to invite up our board president, Janet Harula, who has a very special announcement for you.
Thanks, Martine, and good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm here to share my excitement about our abundance journey we are embarking on this spring. We do talk about abundance and prosperity often here at Unity and the different aspects of it, but I'm really delighted about this next step in our journey. There is definitely a shift happening here, and I believe that this next step in our journey is we are collectively coming together and very intentionally working together for our greater good. This journey includes Gordon's talks in the month of April, which he just mentioned, welcoming new people and helping them get integrated into this community of spiritual beings, and reflecting on what each of us can do individually and now and in the future. We've got great plans and aspirations, and all will be served better if we know what resources we have to draw from. We are creating an inventory of talents and volunteer interests. Our Abundance Journey Kickoff event is this Friday at 6:30. If you have not RSVP'd yet, there is a table in the back, and Sherry will be there after services to answer any questions you have. And we've also created this Lighting the Way Abundance Journey Reflection Journal. And you're welcome to pick one of those up on your way out today and bring it back to the event on Friday or next Sunday at church. In addition to music, entertainment, and a lovely grand prize, there will also be a program reflecting on how we serve this community we live in and what our future holds. I, for one, already have my dancing shoes on because I'm ready for this event so many have worked hard for, and I'm ready for this event many have worked so hard on to begin. I love me a good celebration.
Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate the party with you. Come on now. Celebration. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Celebration. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. My name is Rod Hodge, and I've been around here a little bit. And I will be your MC for Friday night. So how many of you know me? Whoa! I have been around since 1995. So that makes it, I'm coming into my 29th year. That's a long time, but there are people who have been here longer than I have been here. There's the Buffetts. Yeah. Carol Chambers. The Schmeeleys. Let me tell you something that you may not know about me. I was once in a play with James Spader. Do you know who he is? He was 17, and he rode on my back in a play called Equus. Now, why would I even bring that up? Other than the fact that on Friday night, I might ask you the same question. What is something I don't know about you? Now, we have many wonderful activities here, the WOW, the men's group, tapping, May Art Show, drumming, Earth Care team, and many more. And as I say, I've been around here, I've experienced the ups, the downs, the fluctuations of growth in a community. And this place has withstood it all. We've just come through 2020 and the pandemic. You know, many churches have closed. Yeah. We have not. We are thriving. Congratulations. So now that we've come through, it is our time to expand and include. And where do we go from here? I suppose the sky is the limit. But let's gather together on Friday night and celebrate this. It is so full of life. And as I look out here now, when the pandemic was here, these folks kept it going. So let's celebrate that, okay? Let's gather together. Put on your dancing shoes. I have mine. And maybe wear your most exquisite pair of shoes at the time. And if you do, I will introduce you to my date, Ava. See you all on Friday.
Well, thank you, Rod, and thank you, Janet. And I might actually have to go out and buy a pair of dancing shoes. I'll be there. Okay, so just to wrap up this announcements part, if you need more information about any of our events or classes, please go to our website, uscabq.org, and our associated Facebook page, which you can access through our website. We also have a YouTube channel and a Thursday online newsletter. Open it. It's got a lot of good stuff in it. All right, let's go to introducing our team today. You've met Reverend Gordon Keyler, our minister, and our trustee of the day today is Cal Hayhow. I'm your platform host, Martine Bachman. Our prayer chaplains today are me and Susie Orchard. And we will be available to you on either side of the sanctuary after the service if you would like to do some one-to-one prayer. Todd Lowry is our music director. And our band today includes Todd, Brian Griesmeyer on guitar, and our newest member, Sharon Eldridge. And David Craig will be back with us next week. Our soloist today is Bill Brooks. And we would like to give a special thanks to our AVL team, Austin, Sal, Aya, and all our volunteer slide operators. Thank you. And And now, Cal, come on up and let's do mission, vision, core values.
Good morning, guys. Please join me for our mission, vision, and core value statements. Our mission to honoring many paths, education, prayer, sacred service, and abundant living. Vision, we are centered in love. We see a harmonious world of divine expression. Our core values, we are Christ-centered, loving, inclusive, joyous, uplifting, open-minded, and fun. Now is the time for, thank you. I'm new at this, guys. Now is the time for us to share our gifts and tithes. Oh, we do, excuse me. Couldn't get much worse, could it? Our unity cradle. We believe all people are created with sacred worth. We serve all people in emotional and spiritual ways. We welcome the diversity of all. God and unity, leave no one out. Now is the time to share our gifts and tithes. There are many ways to give. Through the church app, online at our website, text to give, and right here, right now. Please join me in the offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all I receive.
Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rocking my soul. So high, I can't get over it. So low, I can't get under it. So wide, I can't get round it. Oh, rocking my soul. My soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rocking my soul. So high, I can't get over it. So low, I can't get under it. So wide, I can't get round it. Oh, rocking my soul.
One more time, the whole thing.
My soul in the bosom of Abraham, rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rocking my soul in the bosom of Abraham, oh, rocking my soul. So high, I can't get over it. So low, I can't get under it. So high, I can't get round it. Oh, rocking my soul. At the top.
Now for our prosperity blessing. In a universe overflowing with the allness of God, all the needs and desires of Unity Spiritual Center and those we serve are bountifully met. From every direction, known and unknown, expected and unexpected, our abundant good is here now. Thank you, God.
Thank you, Cal. It's time for a congregational song, so I invite you all to stand up. We're going to sing I'm Choosing Heaven today.
choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, saying I'm choosing heaven today.
I'm choosing generosity.
I'm choosing generosity today. I'm choosing generosity today. I am walking the road of generosity right now, singing I'm choosing generosity today.
I'm choosing giving.
I'm choosing giving today. I'm choosing giving today. I am walking the road of giving right now, singing I'm choosing giving today.
Choose tithing.
I'm choosing tithing today. I'm choosing tithing today. I am walking the road of tithing right now, singing I'm choosing tithing today.
Back to heaven.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing I'm choosing heaven today.
All right, you can have a seat. Thank you.
In this very room, there's quite enough love for one like me. And in this very room, there's quite enough joy for one like me. And there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit, is in this very room.
The word of the day, divine order. I use divine order to manifest my life. I delight in the glorious colors, fragrances, and arrangement of plants in a garden. I celebrate the imagination, the meticulous planning, and the intelligent work that transformed a patch of ground, some seeds, water, and fertilizer into a beautiful, life-filled place. I recognize how divine order was used to create this garden. It began as the divine idea of beauty. Someone then perceived and expressed the idea of beauty as a garden. Cooperating minds developed a plan. Willing hands prepared soil, planted seeds, then watered and tended the growing plants. My spiritual vision perceives that divine order is a principle and a law of mind. It is how every mind works. It is the eternal flow of mind, idea, and manifestation utilized to manifest everything, everywhere. I use divine order to manifest my life.
And as we think about divine order, I invite you to close your eyes if you are comfortable. Take a breath. In our daily word today, we heard about what happens when we take a seed and some ground, some light, and some nutrients, and most of all, some love. And we plant those seeds so that life may spring forth. Breathing into the energy of life and divine order. We connect as one consciousness, one spirit, one life. Today, I ask, what seeds am I planting in my life? What seeds am I planting? Seeds of hope, seeds of love, seeds of faith, seeds of life. And with what do I water them? Do I speak words of affirmation, words of increase, words of energy? Are those words backed up by thoughts of abundance? Through my power of imagination, I see lush gardens of life. Energy flowing and bursting forth in vibrant colors in every way imaginable. I see myself standing in a garden that is more beautiful than anything I could possibly have ever imagined before. I smell the flowers. I hear the birds chirp. I feel the warm sun on my back. I am one with the life in this place. One with the abundance of energy. And in this space, I know that every need is met. That I am God's beloved child, worthy to receive all of the gifts of the kingdom. I am abundantly blessed, for I live in an abundant universe. I hold these thoughts of abundance and a question. What is mine to do with this abundance? I am open and receptive to my good in all forms. And my question is, how can I spread it? For that is the very nature of life, the very nature of the universe, to increase. As I prepare to enter into silent meditation, I take with me the question, how can I bring more peace? How can I express more love? How can I encourage prosperity for all beings? How may I serve? In the silence, I open to the answers. as I receive divine ideas. I do not question them. I do not question the abundance of this life, this universe, for I know that the source is God. I do not question my place, for I am here to expand, to grow, to manifest. I do not question the how, for I am one with God, and the how is revealed. With a grateful heart and a grateful mind that I live in an abundant universe, I breathe into the energy of this room, this moment, this one consciousness. And here I know there is more than enough for all the world in this very room.
Enough love for all the world, and in this very room there's quite enough joy for all the world, and there's quite enough hope and quite enough power to chase away any gloom. For Spirit, God's Spirit is in this very room.
Hello, Bill.
Hello?
Hey, what'd you think of those red shoes? Well, show your shoes, Bill.
I got some.
Anyway, we have Bill Brooks with us, and we got a song called That Good Thing by Aaron McGowan. Ready? 1, 2, here we go.
You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. Because you reap what you sow, you meet what you know, and you see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. You've got to be the love if you want to see the love. You've got to be the love if you want to see the love. Because you reap what you sow, you meet what you know, and you see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Don't tell me that your life is a desert. Somebody got to quench that thirst. You can dance, you can pray for the water, but you better get your head straight first. You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. Because you reap what you sow, you meet what you know, and you see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Yeah, give a little bit. Oh, give a little bit. You've got to give a little bit. You've got to give a little bit. You've got to give if you want to receive. You've got to give. Want to receive. You've got to give a little bit. 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 Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive.
All right, thank you guys, and thank you, Sharon. Let's give them another round of applause. Woo. Oh, today we are beginning our journey to abundance, which is kind of an awkward title when you think about it, because it implies that we have to go to a place of abundance rather than living in an abundant universe. But we're going to talk about that because the journey is actually the journey of our consciousness, rising to that awareness that we are indeed in a place of infinite abundance in every area of our life. To give you a little bit of an introduction, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to talk a little longer today than usual, but I promise it won't be more than an hour or two longer. It will be a little longer because we have a lot to cover today as we begin this journey. This is an important journey. My prayer is that we will realize that abundance is so much more than we have thought it was. It's not just about money. It's about every aspect of our life. And everything in our life is a reflection of these principles. Jesus came and said, I come that you may have life and have it abundantly. But what does that mean, and how do we do it? This series is based on the book, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwene Gaines. And just to give you a little bit of an idea of who Edwene Gaines is, she is a Unity minister, pretty much sort of semi-retired now. She's still active, though. She just did another fire walk. I got to do one with her many years ago. She's a powerful, powerful woman, but she wasn't always. She says in the foreword of her book, I am a woman of power, but this has not always been true. There was a time years ago when my days were filled with fear and deprivation. I had holes in my shoes. I was working 2 jobs, 16 hours a day, and I still couldn't make ends meet. Anybody ever had an experience like that? I bet a lot of us have. She went on and wrote, sometimes I didn't even know how I was going to feed my hungry child. But I finally got to the point where I asked God to help me turn my life around. And after I did, I felt called to do things that seemed a little crazy, but I did them anyway. And as a result, my life has been transformed. Yes, I am a woman of power, but I am also a woman of passion. It is not enough for me that I now live in a world of abundance. I have made the commitment that I would be responsible for changing the way that all people think about their potential for true abundance in their lives. That is Edwene Gaines' mission, has been for most of her adult life. To take Jesus' mission statement and make it practical and possible for all of us. Today's lesson is the principle of tithing. Oh, there's that T word. Ooh. There are people who do not like to hear that T word. But that is because there has been a lot of misunderstanding, misinformation, and misuse of that word. So today we are going to look at that word and examine what it really means, how we really do it, and why we do it. As I said, we are created to have the life abundant. There's nothing we have to do in the outer to have that life. We have to change the consciousness. What does it mean, though? It means to have an abundance of love, an abundance of joy, an abundance of wisdom, an abundance of peace, and yes, an abundance of having our material needs met. I want to stress that we in Unity, though, do not practice what is called nowadays the prosperity gospel. How many of you have ever heard that term? Not many of you. Good, you've been spared. There is a teaching, and especially in a lot of postmodern Christianity, about the prosperity gospel. And what the prosperity gospel belief says is that if you are prosperous, it is because God loves you. And if you are not, it is because God does not love you. That for some reason you are not worthy. Yeah, go ahead and hiss. We do not believe that. We believe that everybody is meant to have the life abundant. God doesn't judge us, nor are we born in original sin. We are born in original blessing. There was nothing in the scripture prior to about the year 400 about original sin. So get that one out of your head. You can say, I am born in original blessing. Now let's say it like we mean it. I am born in original blessing. We also do not believe that being prosperous means we have to have billions of dollars, or even millions, or thousands. Prosperity is different to every human being on earth. For some, it means having health, being vitally alive. For others, it means having loving, joyful relationships. And yes, we believe it should mean for everybody having our basic needs met without having to worry about them. Where it becomes unhealthy is when we get into a consciousness, and I know nobody in this room would do this, but when we get into a consciousness of we are more worthy than someone else. We are more valued in God's eyes than someone else. And therefore, we must hoard our supply instead of putting it into circulation in the world. And I mean our supply of love, our supply of joy, our supply of peace, our supply of our good in every form. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing we have to begin to understand is that everything that is a part of what we call abundance is a representation of energy. It's a representation of energy. Let me show you something. What have I got here? I got a $5 bill. Okay. $5 bill. What is this? It's paper. It's actually not. It's linen. It's a representation of energy. This of itself has zero value. It is a representation of energy. Energy that you have put forth, and then you have received this piece of linen with ink on it that says you have put forth this much energy. We say we earn money. We do so by putting forth our energy. Like all energy, what happens to it if you hold on to it? Nobody knows. It becomes stagnant. It has to circulate, just like an electrical current must circulate or your lights don't shine. Edwin Gaines wrote this: we as a human race have managed to build the internal combustion engine, eradicate polio, make TV dinners, but we have not yet learned one of the most important things of all, how to form a healthy attitude toward money. We must learn to be masters of our money, not let it be masters of us. We must realize that the power to bring about real and positive change in this world is not in gold bullion, stocks, or bonds. Instead, it is the power or energy within us as children of God at the level of our spirituality. Money is not a means to an end. Money is a means to the end, not the end itself. You cannot eat money. Anybody ever tried to eat money? Blech. It cannot keep you warm. It cannot cuddle you at night. Simply having money is not the goal. The goal is to use it to do whatever your heart leads you to do, and to do that which fulfills your divine purpose. Now, I know there's many of us here in this room who want to end homelessness. How can you do that without using money? Have you ever thought about this? You want to feed a starving person? How are you going to buy groceries without money? You want to educate a child? How are you going to do it without spending money on books and supplies and food so they can be healthy when they are learning? Can you even be an activist for a peaceful world without spending some kind of money? No, you can't. Of course not. We all want to make the world a better place. And we say we will do it when we have enough time, enough money. But how are we ever going to do that if we are controlled by money or the lack of it. Right here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have goals. We have dreams of giving our teachings out to the world so that people can come to a higher understanding of who they are, be empowered to be who they are. That takes money. Therefore, today, we're going to begin the journey of moving beyond being controlled by something that is really quite worthless. Beginning today and through this series, we are going to discover that money is a tool just as a hammer is a tool. You cannot build a house without a hammer, nor can you build a house even if you have a hammer if you don't know how to use that hammer. Now we would normally sing If I Had a Hammer. You know, popular stories say that Jesus was the son of a carpenter. Now, whether we're going to argue about whether that was a mistranslation or not, it was, by the way. But we say Jesus was a carpenter. Well, guess what? He spent the first 30 years of his life using a hammer, using tools. He learned how to use the tools to be a carpenter. And he would have been in possession of the tools necessary to be a carpenter. When he transitioned into a ministry, his tools changed. They became wisdom, compassion, intelligence, and yes, money. Jesus had a treasurer on his board of directors. Who knows who it was? Judas. He was responsible for handling the finances of the organization. There's a story when Jesus and his disciples were approached and told they had to pay taxes. If you didn't have money, you were not charged taxes or property. And Jesus, of course, if you know the story, told Peter, go out and catch a fish and sell it, and we'll have the money to pay the taxes. Now, the idiom they used was Peter pulled up a fish with a shekel in its mouth, but that means they sold it for a shekel. The fact is, Jesus was not that much different than you and me, except for the fact that he was much further along in his soul unfoldment than we are at this moment, at least than I am. The important thing to know is he didn't get hung up over money. There are some who say he was poor. That was definitely not true. The very fact that he was required to pay taxes tells us he was not poor. He was not greedy. He was not vain, nor was he boastful. Nor was he poverty-stricken, lacking in clothing, lacking in food. As a matter of fact, Michael shared the story of Jesus entering the temple and turning over the tables of the money changers on Palm Sunday. Well, guess what? In those days, you could not enter the temple unless you paid the tithe to get in. He had to pay to get in. And he saw how the temple, the consciousness of the temple, had shifted from a focus on outer material abundance rather than inner spiritual abundance. They were being controlled by the money changers, by the money, rather than controlling it and using it for good. Metaphysically, the temple is here. We call this the temple. And the Christ enters into this and casts out old false ideas about prosperity. And sometimes we have to do it kind of in tough ways. You see, Jesus understood that the source of our good, every form of it, is God. I'm cutting some out so I don't have to talk quite so long. So hopefully we are beginning to change now our consciousness of money. You know, I got curious. You know me, I love words. And I looked up the origin of the word money. The original meaning was to change. Not to make change, to change. To take energy and change it into something you can use that is tangible. It can be exchanged for what is needed in your life. So from the very beginning, consciously or not, money represented energy. Edwin writes, money is the energy system we are using right now, which I do believe one day will disappear. I believe that. Edwin believed it. Charles Fillmore believed it. She goes on to write, money will no longer be necessary because, as Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, says, we shall reach the point where we serve for the joy of serving. And when we do, everything that we need and want will flow to us. But money is not going to disappear until we have mastered it, until we know that there is really no power in it, that it's here as an item to serve us, and that we don't have to earn it or struggle for it or do anything we don't want to do to get money. We certainly don't have to work at a job we hate for it. She goes on to write, the God I believe in is not far off or high up. I believe that God is within us. I believe that God is a part of everything we think, see, and do, no matter how mundane. And what is more mundane than money? We touch it and handle it every single day in so many big and small different ways. You carry it with you. Every single piece of our money, down to the penny, has a prayer on it since 1954. In God we trust. But do we really? Do we really? If we did, then surely we would be masters of it rather than it being masters of us. For we would understand that it is simply energy waiting for us to direct it and channel it into proper avenues. Now, this is a tough teaching. I know that I will get a call this week from somebody that will say, Gordon, that goes against everything in the scriptures. And the one passage, there's two particular passages that I promise I will hear this week. The one I hear the most is the passage found in Mark that says, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter heaven. Women, you're free to go. You can enter heaven. It's just us guys. Maybe we could learn something from you. There's a lot of different interpretations of this. I'm not going to get into all of them. But metaphysically, that teaching was about letting go of possession so that we can move into a higher place. Not hoarding it, not keeping it tied onto our camels. The only way, if there was a gate, as some archaeologists claim, in the city of Jerusalem that was called the Camel Gate, it was designed so a camel could not pass through it with anything on it. So you had to take everything off, take the camel through. You had to let go. At some point, as we gain more and more in our lives, our material possessions begin to block us from moving forward. They're too much to carry. They're too big. They bump into things. They no longer make us happy. And in order to move to that next level, to pass through that gate of consciousness to a higher place, we have to leave it behind. When we do that, we become the master rather than being controlled by our good. And then we have an empty camel to load with new stuff. Another scripture that I often hear is about the rich young man who came to Jesus and said, I want to follow you, Jesus. What do I need to do? And Jesus looked at him and said, you need to go, sell everything you own, give the money to the poor, and then you can follow me. I want to point out a few facts about that particular scripture. Jesus only ever said that to one person. One person. One person that I am sure he realized and noticed that this person had an attachment to his material stuff. Can you imagine him trying to lug all his possessions around the countryside with Jesus? It would have been extremely difficult. Jesus recognized that he was being controlled by his wealth. And Jesus says, let it go. Change that into some form of tangible energy, money that you can then give to those who need it, and put yourself back into circulation. And finally, Jesus never meant this to be a requirement for every single person. It's a requirement if you are attached or you think your finances are attached to you. It is possible, though, to have material possessions, to have wealth, and still be able to seek spiritual wisdom. if you are the master of your goods rather than the goods being the master of you. If you are the master of energy rather than energy controlling you. A lack of money is representative not of a lack of energy. I know people who work very hard and still struggle. I have done it. I grew up in a culture that said the harder you work, the more successful you will be. And I worked my fingers to the bone, and guess what I got? Some of you know the song. Bony fingers. That's not the problem. It's not a lack of energy. It's a lack of understanding about how energy works. You get that? So we're going to work over the next couple weeks to change our understanding about how energy works. One of the ways it works is through tithing. Now people say, well, I never saw in there where it said Jesus tithed. Jesus was Jewish. Trust me, he tithed. It was a requirement. It was ingrained in their consciousness from all the way back in the time of Abraham. For us today, many ministers don't like to bring up the T word because it's scary. It requires that we trust an unseen force. It requires that we joyfully, voluntarily let go of something, which goes against the nature of the culture we live in. And oftentimes, when we first start, we don't see the results we believe we should. I've been there. I know. Trust me. You know how many times I took 4T classes and Prosperity Plus classes, and I would tithe and nothing would happen, and then I would stop? Yeah, some of you have done it too, right? Yes, I bet you have, if you're honest. It's not that the principles don't work. It's that they do work, but we don't understand them yet. So let's look at this idea of tithing and what it means and what it does not mean. The word literally translated from Hebrew as 10, 1/10. 1/10 of our good. Now, nobody's going to strike you down with lightning if you don't give a tenth. We're not even going to know. I don't want to know what you make. But the principle is you are putting some part of the energy that you have created and gotten back in the form of your good back into circulation in the name of the source that it came from. God, your spiritual source. And when energy is put into circulation, it can only do one thing. What is it? Grow, increase. If you know anything at all about fluid dynamics, when an empty space is made, it must be filled. Thus, when we give forth of our good, we make room for a greater good to come to us. But know this, there's an aspect of tithing that people don't think about. And it took me many years to understand it, to even see it, and then to understand it. When we don't do it, whether it be 10% or whatever percent we think we can do, when we do not put our resources into the flow, we are in fact tithing, but we are tithing an energy of fear. And fear energy is a repellent force, not an attractive force. Hear that and hear it well. Fear is a repellent force, not an attractive force. Can you begin to see why tithing is difficult? Now, I know there are those in this room who do that as a spiritual practice. I do. Novella does. We do as a couple. But it's difficult sometimes. I know. It took me years to get it and to do it and to see how it works. When we do this, in the beginning especially, we think we are doing what we should, but oftentimes we're doing it with the energy of fear. Well, I'll try it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy that extra Starbucks today. Or pay the electric bill today. One of the things I found out is when we do it, we attract the resources we need. You know, I see many people who are struggling in our world today. I talked to one just the other day who I just can't find a job. I'm tithing, I'm doing all this stuff, but I can't find a job. Do you hear what's happening? That person is affirming, I can't find a job. Oftentimes we're doing the practices in the outer, but our mind is creating a different energy that's in opposition to what our mouths may be saying. I am prosperous and healthy and whole, and I can't find a job. Great, you're healthy and whole, and you can't find a job. And as long as you keep saying that, you are affirming, I can't find a job. We do that oftentimes in every area of our lives. We may be speaking positively, but our thoughts are doing the opposite. Our inner work is canceling out our outer work. Thus, to effectively tithe, we must not only do the outer practice, but we also have to change our inner consciousness. In fact, I would say you need to change your inner energetic vibration. Another misunderstanding that I run into all the time is, where do I tithe? Where do I tithe? I have people who've told me through the years, well, I give to save the whales. Wonderful! That's not a tithe. That's a love offering. Love offerings are important too, because that even takes you to the next level of increase. A tithe is given to the source of our good, our spiritual food. For many people, it's a church. For some, it may be something else. But it is the place where you are spiritually fed. You are giving back to that energy. It is where you are inspired by those people you gather with, where you are taught truth, where your soul feels empowered to be more. A love offering is given freely above the tithe to something that attracts your love. It may be a homeless shelter, an animal rescue, saving a forest, working for peace, or anything that you feel passionate about. But understand, that is a love offering. And love offerings are important too. We'll do a whole nother Sunday on those. But we also tithe beyond money. We tithe our talents. You know, I have a very good friend who lives here in New Mexico, actually down in Las Cruces, who is a musician. And he has been, being a single solo musician, as many of you I'm sure know, is very difficult. And yet he has always prospered. One of the ways he does that is he tithes back his talent. He's a Native American flute player, drummer, things like that. And he gives a tithe of his time and talent to hospice patients who are making their transition. Now, he doesn't sit there and say, well, I did 40 hours of concerts this week, so I will do 4 hours of... No, he just gives whatever Spirit tells him is needed in that time. And he has never lacked in having his needs met. Not one time. Not even during COVID, when they couldn't perform. It's a powerful, powerful teaching when we understand it. That is all about the exchange of energy. We tithe our talents, we tithe our time through volunteering in our churches, communities, and schools. And understand this, whatever you tithe is what you will get back. I have people say, well, I can't tithe money, so I'll tithe my time. Wonderful. Guess what you're going to have more of in your life? Time, which you can then use to make money, maybe. But energy works under solid law. The universe works under set laws. That which you give out comes back increased, always. Whether it be negative thinking, positive thinking, tithing, not tithing, energy, time, you name it, it always comes back. And then there's that final step, the one that I think is the hardest for many of us. That is being able to receive. It's not magic. It doesn't mean like when you tithe, you're going to go home tonight and find a whole pile of money in your driveway. You might, I don't know, but I haven't had that happen. One of the ways that energy shows up, though, is divine ideas. And these returns of ideas of energy may show up as ideas for making more money, having more time, having more health, having more vitality. But we have to be able to receive these ideas. We have to be open. And when a crazy idea comes to us, that's the one that's powerful. The one that everything in your head is saying, oh, I can't do that. I'm not worthy of that. If you're hearing that message, that means your ego is scared to death of what your spirit is telling you. And your spirit is telling you truth. You know, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, when they started Unity, made a covenant with God. And they said this, I'm going to paraphrase it because it was rather long. They said, we dedicate our time, our resources, our energy to the will and work of Spirit through the Unity movement. And in return, we understand that every need will be supplied. And it was. So tithing is not the entire journey toward prosperity. There are more steps that we will cover in the weeks to come. Forgiveness, the ability to dream and have goals, and discerning our divine purpose. Everybody has a divine purpose, no matter where you are on your life journey. And the last one, practicing gratitude. Jesus said, it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So you only need to let go, I'm paraphrasing him into modern terminology today. You only need to let go of that which is not true. You only need to let go of your fear. You only need to let go of your ideas of lack and instead embrace the understanding of energy and how it works. And you need just a tiny, tiny, tiny seed of faith. Faith that you are meant to have life and have it abundantly. Namaste.
Bill has a song called Give It Away by Robert Anderson.
Well, I didn't hear it, so I started to doubt you. You couldn't feel it, so you just lost your way. You couldn't feel it, so you don't get it out there. It's not love till you give it away. It's not a treasure you keep buried within you. It's not a bankroll to save for a rainy day. It's not like a lifeboat you don't use till you're sinking. It's not love till you give it away. Give it away. Give it away. It's not love till you give it away. Just give it away. Give it away. It's not love till you give it away. Just let it go, then watch it grow. Just give it up. You still will have enough. Give it away, give it away. It's not love till you give it away. And it's not peace till you make peace your mission. And it won't heal till they hear what you need to say. It's gonna take faith, 'cause it's such a contradiction. It's not love till you give it away. Give it away. Give it away. It's not love till you give it away. Just give it away. Oh, give it away. It's not love till you give it away. One more time, everybody. Give it away. Give it away. It's not love till you give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Give it away.
All right, there. Thank you. Hey, I see some kids out there.
You are walking in the light of God. 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 You are walking, 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 walking in the light of God. You are walking, 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 walking in the light of God.
Good morning, Unity family out there. Good morning. How are you today? Woo woo! Awesome. Does anybody want to share anything? Oh, I see Barbara's hand. No. Or I see a lot of hands by Barbara too, the palm tree. Teddy?
Today we were taught a lesson by Saya, this girl. She taught us that even though everyone's different and you may only see the bad sides of people, and you gotta reach out and find the love for every person in the room. And we did a lesson to realize that even though we may not know each other at all, we may know similarities, differences, that's all okay. We can still all love each other in all ways. And a shout out to Saya, who made the lesson.
Yay, Saya! We love you, Saya. That is an amazing lesson. Amen to that. Anybody else want to share? See Riley.
We made puppets, and we decorated a big boat way more. So there's a lot of drawings on it.
Yay. If you guys want to check out our boat, we're working on it, and they made some finger puppets. They got through the alphabet today. And Tessa wanted me to share, I think, one that she made was a little elephant here. It's very cute. Yeah. Mr. Mike made a pony. What else is there? I think that Honor and Haven and their mama made some penguins. Oh, yes. And Rhett made a giraffe today. And he's starting on a whale. So yeah, lots of stuff happening in there. Anybody else want to share today? If not, would you please join me in blessing these beautiful people?
Birthday Sunday. All right, we're running late, but everybody sit down again. And anybody with a birthday in April, stand up. We're going to sing you happy birthday. April birthdays. Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Unity. Happy birthday to you. God is loving you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you. You're wonderful. God is
stand up.
I think. We will stand and do our prayer for protection and our peace song. But before we do that, kids, can we stop in the room and see your boat? Yes. Okay, so everybody is the classroom on the left as you're going down the hall towards the community hall. And you can't miss it. There's a dragon hanging from the ceiling and a big boat against one wall. So stop in and admire their work. All right, you guys ready? Ready? The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is woo-wee.